Hello. Welcome to the live Q&A that I am hosting right now. Um yeah, so this is, I'd say, just, I doubt anyone will be on the stream, but if they do, they are free to ask questions about Scary Farm and, my experience, and maybe like if they're considering going but they're kind of a little bit afraid of what possibly could happen, then this is the stream for you. I will answer all of those questions. I think we have one on right now. I think um it's just me. I get no, someone was on for a second. um but yeah, so basically it's a Q&A, and I'm talking about what I'm looking forward to, and really talking about whatever the heck I want, because live streaming is fun, but I can't do this on my main channel at all. So I they shut me down. I even removed all my old live streams to see if that would work, and that did nothing but decrease my content. So I bit the bullet on that one. And yeah, so I'm freaking screwed on the live streaming on my main channel. So I will probably, if I want to live stream on my main channel, I'll just divert to Twitch and do a stream there, or some other Rumble or something, just some other live streaming software that I can use outside of YouTube, but post a little thing on YouTube saying I'm live at this, put the link, they click on the link and go. But it's a pain. YouTube's annoying. They're like constantly, they just get rid of my live streaming privileges, and I don't know why. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do anything to get my live streaming revoked. I didn't say anything bad. I didn't do anything. So I'm not exactly sure like what the heck the deal was. Um I don't know, maybe they was a mistake, but I tried emailing them. They didn't do anything. Um yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Doesn't really make much sense. I'm kind of reading through right now to make sure I don't do anything not great. Just, yeah, like I don't see an issue with what I'm doing. I don't do any of this. Like, I don't understand. And I know I do remember seeing something about you can't live stream if you're under 16 or something, but like whatever. I'll just find a different software. Like if YouTube isn't going to let me, I'll find a different software to do it. Boom, then YouTube, you lose my service. I'll upload on YouTube obviously, but you're not going to get my live streams cuz you won't let me. So I'll just find a different place if that's what they want, which seems like that's what they want. So, whatever. Anyways, um basically I obviously look forward to Scary Farm every single year. It comes around. Even when I used to not go to Scary Farm, I used to look forward to the decorations, and I love the Halloween decorating that Knott's does, and I feel like it feels haunted without it even being Scary Farm, and they have everything set up. And I'd watch the videos of Scary Farm at like age 10 probably, um just because I thought it was really cool, but I was you know too scared to do it, like too scared to actually do it, which makes sense because it says the recommended age is like 13 and up. And I went at 13, and I know you can go when you're younger, but they say it's recommended to go 13 and up. And they, I, at me at age 10, I was like, oh, this will be fine, this and that. Um, and then we did this like during 2020. They had this weird drive. It wasn't weird actually. It was this cool like drive-through car drive-through thing where they had this whole haunted house thing in a car wash. It's in Huntington Beach. It was on was near Party City in Huntington, kind of around that area. And yeah, it's like right across the street from that Party City. And there was this whole drive through, and they had people like that actual Scary Farm people there in their costumes and everything. That was pretty cool. Um, but it's I don't think we'll get it again. I mean, it was in like Anaheim last year, but I'm like, we don't need to drive all the way to Anaheim. Like that's like 30 minutes away. But the whole reason we did it last year is because it was convenient and near us. And I was like pretty terrified on that. So I can't imagine 10-year-old me, 10-year-old, 10 or 11-year-old me doing Scary Farm. I just can't see it at all. No, that would not have gone well. Okay, one thing I will say is on the video, it looks so easy and it looks like, ooh, I can do this. They're just in costumes, blah, blah, blah. When you step foot in that first maze of the night, and this will happen to me this next time I go, this will happen, 100% guarantee. No matter how many times you've gone, the first time you go after I'm just assuming, and I guarantee you this will happen. The first maze I go in at Not Scary Farm 2022 will be horrifying and really get me, set me up for what's to come. So I think every single time I go, the first maze is gonna be probably more scary because I haven't been in a year, right? So and even me now, I'm like, oh, this is easy. I've already done it. But then when you get like, and you're just staring down the empty hallway in the first maze, you're like, oh, but you go, you pursue, you're strong, you go and you do it and you have fun. But I never wimped out of a single maze, not one, not one. I this is the first time I ever went. It ter Okay, I hate the jump scare. I wasn't like terrified of like ew too gory. I don't care about that stuff. That stuff to me like I was like, wow, that corpse is very well designed. I'm like, goodness gracious, they did a good job. And then 2 seconds later, you have some dude popping the corner and just scaring the crud out of you. The jump scares is what scares me. It's not really the of course it's eerie because you're in this like waxworks, right? This like weird, eerie, abandoned factory, and it feels like something is wrong. Like you get that feeling. Um, but that feeling to me, I think it's cool. Like that's how it's supposed to feel, and they nail that. But I'm not like, terrified about. Oh Lord, it's I'm so scared of waxworks, and I'm gonna cry because of no, no. I think it's cool. They're all well designed. The one thing that the jump scares will startle you. You will see the person, and since you have so much built up adrenaline, it just kind of your adrenaline just releases the second they move. At least that's how it was the first time I went. I don't know how it'll be this time I go. Probably the same. But yeah, I screamed a few times. Um, a lot actually. But dude, dark entities, Lord, I am terrified for going on dark entities for the first time in a year. That one was had the most jump scares because they come out of nowhere because you're kind of going through the hallway of like a spaceship that's trying to be. They come out of nowhere. Like honestly, I'll be just walking down a hallway and there are two other paths. I got lost in there for like probably a couple minutes because I went down the wrong path and then I diverted back to where I'm supposed to go. And they'll just be waiting for you. You go through, the weird blinds kind of thing, and they just pop the corner right an inch from your face. And then sometimes they'll back you up against a wall, but they don't touch you, but they'll kind of back you up against a wall. You just kind of have to get away. So that's kind of cool. Um, It's just, an amazing experience that I'm so lucky to live around. Like, if I was out of state, I'd have no idea that this exists, probably, unless I've been spoken to about it. Like, I feel like this is something that's special that I get to experience that not a lot of people do. Really, the only Californians really experience this, I'd say, because no one's gonna fly from out of state for Scary Farm. At least I think that I wouldn't, because like, I mean, well, I would. Now that I've gone, I would. But like, if I had never heard of it and I saw some ad on it on TV, I'd be like, that seems weird. But I live in Orange County, so I see billboards and ads, and every time I'm going to my grandma's house, there's a Knott's Berry Farm owns the billboard, and every year around Halloween they change the billboard to Scary Farm. So I always knew it was coming. Even at age 6, I knew what it was because of that billboard. That is how effective billboards are if they're well placed, and especially near residential places, because you will know it. You that kind of sticks in your head. Like, oh yeah, Scary Farm is happening this year. When you're little, you don't. I didn't start like researching on the internet, and I didn't start using the internet besides YouTube until I was like, gosh, like 9. 9 is when I just started to look things up. Like, I didn't really use Google at all until I was like 9. I don't know why. I just didn't. Maybe 8. No, no, that's true. I think 9. I really did not use Google at all until I was 9 years old. So I didn't look crap up. I looked nothing. And it really, I'd say, skyrocketed probably around 6th grade, and then the pandemic. That's when I really started to, learn reliable sites and unreliable sources. And, I kind of learned, what sites to trust and stuff. But those billboards are effective. And, so I've known Scary Farm exists from a very young, very, very young age. I remember my dad telling me about it. I was like, what is that? And then he explained. But, um, yeah, it's always been in the back of my head for years. Like, ooh, maybe I should try this year. No, maybe I should try this year. No, maybe I should try. And it just kind of like went on and off. And, because I'd seen videos, and I was like, oh, that doesn't seem too bad. But when you're there, it's, it's terrifying. Um, However, when you are walking through the streets, it's just really cool. Like, it's so well done. You see people sliding. You see like these like crazy makeup prosthetics, like these guys walking around, and it's really cool. That part's not as much of a jump scare, but there are some creepy ones, especially in the Hollow, the scare zone, the Hollow, which is where Camp Snoopy is. Um, there's this dude. He made some weird noise. I don't know how he was like some weird. I don't even know. I can't even mock it. It was some weird noise, and I go, oh, and his finger, his like claws were out to here. I was like, ew. That guy was probably the creepiest one I saw. And yeah, so basically my thing is, if I'd say I'd just go, hey, there's some kids out there who are ridiculously brave and would go at like age 10. There are kids out there. If, or, I don't know. If you're I doubt there are 10-year-olds, maybe there are 10-year-olds watching me, but if you are 10, I'd say just wait a couple years if you're sketchy on it. But if you're like super tough and you've seen horror movies or whatever, just go for it. Like, honestly, just go for it. Or let's say you're my age or older and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should go. Just do it. You'll have fun. Unless if you're super sheltered, then I could see if it might be way more scary. Because I personally know people who are like were really sheltered when they were little, so they like can't handle that stuff at all. It terrifies them. And he's my age, so that you know that it doesn't. yeah. So if you're like haven't really seen horror or anything, I just would back off. Um, However, if you have, just do it. It's fun. I had a blast, and I think about that day a lot. To be honest, it was just an amazing experience that I get to relive every year at least once, which is great. This year twice actually. So um, that'll be exciting, and I plan to go opening day. But if schedule issues, then obviously I can't. But I will try to go opening day, and then I will be going October 1st. So 2 days um, from so far, but maybe one more if I can somehow convince my dad to let me go again with someone else. Then maybe, but we'll see. It's a great experience. I do recommend it to everyone who is interested, even mildly interested. Like I just go for it. I had a blast, and I'm not like I haven't been really, I watched Revenge of the Sith when I was like 4 years old, and I saw, Anakin roast like a peanut, um, chestnut, and that was obviously that's kind of has horror elements, right? So I mean, I kind of have a grasp on some of that stuff at a young age. Seeing him being like stabbed with needles and getting skin ripped off when they're like putting the suit on him. And yes, I had nightmares about that from time to time for like a year or two after, but not often, but like once or twice a year. But it's worth it. I got to see the movie before anyone else I know did. So Star Wars fan certified. I'd say, George Lucas himself said I wouldn't take like a 6-year-old to see this one. He said that in an interview. But no, I saw it anyways, and it was great. So I was exposed to that kind of stuff kind of early, um, but not like horror movies, not like Saw and Friday the 13th. I wasn't exposed to that stuff at all until I was like 7 or 8. I didn't watch any of it, but that's when I knew like kind of started to gain the knowledge of who Scream was and who this was. Not 7, probably 8 or 9. That's kind of when I gained the knowledge of like who Scream was, and um I used to just call him Friday the 13th dude. So that's when I started to kind of know who they were. Um, but yeah, all I was told is that horror movies are awful. You shouldn't watch them. They're not good for you. Blah blah blah. Um, there. I'm still not allowed to watch like a lot of them, anyways. But my dad is like, oh, we could watch a few, but it's you know, the mother is like, yeah. I agree with her kind of. So some of them are bad. Like some of them legitimately just you shouldn't watch. Um, I I agree. There are just some of them that are too brutal that there's no way it's good for your mental health. But like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I don't know if I'll be able to ever gain the guts to watch that. I don't think I will, to be honest. But for example, I will definitely watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I just think that'll be funny. I'll be laughing. Maybe I won't. Maybe it'll actually be scary and I won't. But I definitely do want to check that out for sure. But yeah, so it really depends what age you are, how much you've been exposed to determine if you're ready or not. That's really, I'd say, the main factors of Scary Farm is you can't judge it off, you know, you have to kind of know what you're walking into. You can't just be like, "Oh, this looks great. I'm going to go when I'm 11 years old to this place," and you have no idea what you're walking into. It is a totally different, like I went from like I'm so ready for this, right, watching the video to like here. And then obviously now I'm so ready for, Scary Farm 2022 because I've been already. But it will take you by surprise. And I promise you, if it's your first time, it's gonna be scary. Like, there's no way of avoiding that. It's not like, oh, I wonder if I use a camera, if they want. They will. They will. That's their job. They're being paid to do that. They just won't jump scare you if you have a drink or food because you like, you know, um, and they won't be as. But like, let's say you get jump scared off the person ahead of you. That's not them jump scaring you with the phone. That's just them jump scaring the person ahead of you. Which, if that freaks you out, then you might drop your phone. So don't use that strategy. Um, just yeah, just go and have fun. And if you're really like sketchy and like, oh, I don't know how I'll do, just don't. Like, it is scary, and there's nothing to do. Like, nothing for you to do about that. There's no no different method to go in, unless you just don't go to any mazes. Then you'll probably be totally fine. But that's boring. What are you gonna do? Like, there's that you shouldn't be paying the money if you're not gonna go in the mazes, right? Like, that's stupid. I could have just walked around at yet again age 10. I could have just walked around. I would have been fine. But I would not have been able to go into those mazes at all. There's no way. Um, but now, I did, and it was great, and I'm gonna go again, and I look forward to it every single year. I just wait and wait and wait for it to happen, even before I started going. So the Halloween decorations at Knott's, I'd say, are unmatched. Disneyland's are more family friendly and appealing to. I mean, Knott's is family friendly, but it's on the scary side. Like, you're not walking into like pumpkins with faces and ghosts who are happy and going like, you're not. No, that stuff. If you're the family friendly side of Halloween, go to Disneyland's thing. Cause trust me, I was not. I did a video last year on that thing, and I was like, wow, this is horrible. I just remember thinking, why the heck does this, like, I'm not going to go to this. I'm not going to pay $104 minimum to go to this thing where I'd rather just go to Disneyland and have a blast. I'm obsessed with Disneyland. Like, Disneyland is my place. Like, if there was one place that I'd go, like, just to cheer me up again, it would be Disney. Like, Disneyland is my top, like, favorite place to go over anywhere is Disneyland. I love Disneyland. I'm not against Disneyland, but for Halloween stuff, I'd rather have it be on the scary side. So that's why I love Scary Farm so much, is because, uh, you know, it's on the scary side. And I had lots of fun the last time I went. And it was great. Really, that's yeah. And I'm really looking forward to the new maze. What is it called? Oh yeah, Bloodline. Is it Bloodline? Bloodline, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up and see. Bloodline 18. It's like something Bloodline 1842 or whatever the heck. But that one looks cool because it's the ones with the guns. Yeah, Bloodline 1842. It's the ones where it's like you're actually like in a covert ops mission. They had a zombie one for years, and I never got to go to that one. But even at a young age, I thought that one was awesome. Um, it's you go around with these. It's almost like laser tag guns, but the monsters will try to jump scare you. But like when you shoot them, they have like at least the zombies ones. They had a collar, like a sensor on their collar, so that they'd know it would beep, and then they'd like act like they're dead. But it's really cool. Like, you're in the environment. You feel like you're in a horror movie. That's what I really like about those. I feel like I'm like playing. I'm like in Back for Blood instead of playing Back for Blood. on my Xbox, right? It feels like that. And it looks so cool, and this one I'm excited they're bringing it back, but with vampires, and that's new. Vampires and lasers and guns, you don't see that. Like, that is an original idea, which I do love and appreciate. That's such, like, no, I've never seen that in my life. Vampires and covert ops operators and whatever. I've literally never seen that. And time travel, like, this is a 100% new, untold of idea, just like every other maze at Scary Farm. Calico. Well, you can only find that at Knott's. Um, when Paranormal was there, that was a totally, like, new thing. Mesmer literally created an entire story and lore around a maze at Scary Farm. They made, all this story behind each villain or whatever. They made just story about, what's going on and why you're in there, and that this dude's like possessing everyone with this, magical device, and it's causing him to hallucinate. Like, it's like there's all this story and, character names that I'm not fully aware of and stuff. And I'm sure if you go, there's actually a lights on tour of Scary Farm, the Scary Farm mazes that you can take for, I think it's 80 something dollars. And you can go during the day and do a behind the scenes tour of Scary Farm. And I definitely want to do that, but I'm currently saving for a PlayStation 5, so I won't be doing that this year, but maybe next year. Um, I feel like that would be really cool, and they'd explain some of the story of each, maze. Um, and yeah, so after I go this year, I'll do my 2022 review, and then I'll review each maze that I go to. Even if I've already been to them, I'm going to review them again to see if, if my, you know, if my feelings for any of the mazes changed, or I felt like, it was a bit lamer this year, or way better this year. I don't know. Maybe I'll, like, adjust my thinking process. But I will review all the mazes, and then I'll do a maze ranking, and then after that, I'll do maybe a couple more videos, review my costume, and then that's it for Spooky News 2022. And then we're back to Ghost Town Talk, and I need to upload more. I'm sorry, I sucked last year so bad with my Ghost Town Talk. I hardly uploaded, and I apologize. It's just there was so much going on with Star Wars that I was, like, on my main channel, like, every day for a really long time, which I loved because I love Star Wars, clearly. So I could always talk about it. And now I can't talk about Star Wars, period, because there's nothing to talk about. There's no new announcements, no new books, no new nothing. Like, there's nothing for me to talk about. So I'm trying to, like, adjust and find, like, new things that I can talk about that aren't really just new. Isn't news related. It's just kind of something for me to make a video on, because I have 420 subscribers on that channel. I have to keep it growing. And yeah, it does kind of, like, freak me out when I can't make a video for like 2 weeks. I'm like, dude, what am I gonna do? I can't just stop uploading for this long. Like, it's bad. So I'm trying to figure something out there. And then yeah, I'll figure it out. I've got a few ideas, but for as of Spooky News, um, it's gonna be kind of mellow from now on. And Spirit, I actually went to Spirit a couple weeks ago, and it was very cool. I think maybe it was literally just no, it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, and that was a great experience. Very cool, like always. But I haven't made a video on that because I just figure I might as well just do a video even though I feel like it's weird. Like Disney, Disney, they suspect that you're gonna just film. Like, they already know that's coming. Like, that everyone does that. There are so many YouTubers that do that, and they just know, and it's like just a norm at Disneyland at this point that you see someone vlogging in a store. Us Disneyland fans are nuts. We literally film a store. We literally like we're crazy, but we do what we want to do. So I mean, I hope to do more of that once I can drive and go by myself and have a pass because I think it's weird when I go like and plus when I'm there, just for my annual trip, I just want to enjoy it without having to I love making videos, but I just kind of want to have my own fun experience without having to, worry about that stuff and I feel it would kind of get pain. So I just want to maybe invest in a GoPro and then I can like just strap it on me. That way you see everything. Not like, or just get what is it called? Gizmo thing or whatever. It's like these handheld things where you put your phone in and there's all these controls. Like the popular theme park YouTubers use it, and it seems to be really effective. So maybe I just get one of those, and that'll be easier because I feel like a GoPro's kind of weird that I have just this thing strapped to me like that. I don't know. But I mean, in that sense, I could film my entire day because I wouldn't have to be doing this or holding, this camera all day long. I could just have it strapped to me and then do whatever I want to do, right? So, I mean, in that sense, could have the longest Disneyland video anyone's ever made, and that would be sick. Maybe Guinness World Record. Obviously not, no, because that's not even it's not a talent. That's just me strapping GoPro. And it also depends on the amount of memory that the GoPro has and the price. If they're like $1,000, there's no way in hell that I'm going to get a GoPro. I'm actually going to look. See, this is why I love live streams, that I can talk about whatever I want. Like literally whatever I want. And I should be talking about this on my main channel, but hopefully. Oh, they're like $400. That's pretty much a ripoff. Oh Lord. Yeah, that's expensive. Maybe I can find a weird off-brand one so that I don't have to pay $400. That would be great. Or an older model, like if I just get an older one, maybe. I think maybe I just get an older one and then see how that goes. 350. Oh, here we go. I could get Hero 8 for 270, 280. Yeah, so they're like $200 to $400, just really expensive. And I don't know if I want to spend all of my birthday money on a GoPro that I'm not going to use. Like, it's a bit much for me. So if I can find like an old GoPro on eBay that's not used, then I can just maybe if it is used, but just lightly used, then I'd rather just do that than spend $200 on one. Yeah, I don't know. $300. There's some old one. Hero 2. Oh gosh, Hero 2 is so bad. You have to actually like stick it on something. Yeah, that won't work. Hero 3. And I don't know when these were released. So don't judge me here. And hey, I can use it for knots. Like I seriously could use it for knots, which would also be just spectacular because I could literally strap it and film my whole day at Scary Farm, and then you can see what it's like. Unedited full day. Or just regular day at Knott's. See, this is the ones that are old as shit are like $70. And let me look when it was released. Because I don't 2007. Oh, okay, that's way too old. Never mind. That's not going to work. Lord. Okay, it's just getting more and more. Maybe GoPro Hero 5. Let's try 5. When was 5 released? Okay, this is reasonable. 100 I can do. I can do 100. Let's see when that was released. I'm okay, um, paying 100 to help my YouTube channels. I'm good with that. Just get a huge memory chip too, and then I'm good. And I'll only have one video at a time on there, so then I can just kind of change it. Yeah, 2016. Oh yeah, I think this is what I'll do if I'm to get one. Yeah, I think Hero 5 is the best method for me personally. It's like 150. I still can do 150. That's fine. That's okay. Yeah. Especially, I'm hoping to get a job soon, which there aren't many jobs at 14. So 15, I'm hoping to just get a job, and then that'll be easy to buy. Really easy to buy, to be honest. With like 15 to 20 bucks an hour, like that's really simple, I'd say. That's just like a few days, and you'll have more than that. So then I just do a few more days after that, and then I have extra padding, and then I can get the GoPro, and then it's kind of like blocks. You stack, 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 spend, and then stack more. I don't know. That's at least how I view it. You want to have more than what you're spending for when you have a job. Obviously, chores like you're not paying for anything. Chores like you're not paying for bills or whatever or food or I'm not paying for that. Like I don't. So then what's the deal, right? Then I can just buy whatever I want. But when you have a job, you have to manage better. You can't just spend all your money, and I want to save some of that for later in life, right? So then you have to. That's the stacking method again, and then save some of the stack, and then you just grow, and then there's a good percentage that you can spend, and good percentage you can save, and then the other, yeah, and then you spend some of it. You have fun, but also are smart, and that's fine because you get paid per hour instead of I get paid 10 per week. So obviously that would take me ages for because I do not even per week. Like if I don't do them for some reason, I get nothing. So which is obvious. If you don't do your job, you don't get your money. But if I do like 10 per week from all of my chores I do, that's gonna take like weeks to get there. So I think I'll just wait unless I do just really want to do it, which I do. But um oh yeah, I saw an article yesterday saying that people are getting annoyed at people for filming at Disneyland because they're in the camera. And I did I made a video, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna upload it because I was just ranting about how stupid those people are, and it was like just rage. There is nothing else. It was logical, but I mean, I was very pissed. I'll just say that. Very, very pissed. Uh, but yeah, so Scary Farm, and I will attempt to film some of it, just like 30 seconds clip. Just look where I am to confirm I was actually there and not making clickbait, which I know you believe me because I can't talk about this much without actually going. Um, and plus, it was hard for me to film last time because I had an iPod Touch basically as a phone for you, just as a starter phone to see they would test like how responsible I was or something with it. And I did a good job. Now I have this, which is spectacular. And basically, what I'm saying is the iPod Touch, it sucked filming at night. You could not, it was so grainy, you could not see anything at night. It was horrible. Like, you really could not see it. Like, it was so blurry and it was awful. The camera was awful. But on this I can film at night and you can see perfectly fine because it is the best camera Apple has made on a phone so far. So, this should not be an issue. However, I probably won't. I'm not going to film a maze because I might drop my phone. Not going to do that. Maybe the depths, because the depths wasn't too bad, jump scare wise, which it's my favorite maze, not because of that reason, but just because love the whole feel of it. It's like half, nautical, half Pirates of the Caribbean. Like it's yeah, it's like half nautical and half Pirates of the Caribbean, which I big pirates fan here as well. Um, so it's like half and half. You get some of that, just down to earth nautical stuff, and then you also get Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. So it's cool. You see a dang kraken, and it's huge. And then there's this dude that looks like Davy Jones. I'm like, how is that not like they literally have this whole like weird tentacles, the same hat, dude. I don't know how Disney hasn't been like. I guess they don't care. They don't care because Disney just makes billions, so they don't care. But yeah, he looks practically the same as um any any Davy Jones that you'd see around on any picture or poster. The dude's literally Davy Jones. It's cool. And then you walk through a pirate ship. I don't know. I just love that one. That was my favorite last year. But who knows? Maybe Bloodline will be my favorite. I know there's the Grimoire or whatever, Grimoire or Grim. I don't know what the heck, something like that. But that one seemed interesting, and I'm happy we're getting another like walk through normal maze. But I don't know if I'll be really into that one. We'll see. It seemed kind of weird, but I don't know. But Bloodline looked great. I'm hyped for Bloodline. I feel like that one will definitely be spectacular. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it, and gave you some channel updates, some things I'm thinking about for the channel, the GoPro, and all that whole discussion. Um, what I'm gonna do, I'm trying to do more for Ghost Town Talk and a Wimp's Guide to Scary Farm, and what I'm excited for. So I nailed 5 things that normally would have been 5 separate uploads in one live stream. This is why I like doing live streams, because I can cover tons of things at once. And if I did a video on each thing, it would be too short. It would be like 5-10 minutes per video, maybe except for the Wimp's Guide would probably be 15. But this is why live streaming is just so good. It's great. Because I nailed 5 smaller things in one 42-minute video. Um, yeah, so I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hopefully gonna. Oh yeah, it's so soon. It's so soon. It's September 3rd. It's like 3-4 weeks away. 3 weeks. Let's go. That is so okay. That's closer than I thought it was. I thought it was still like more than a month away, but September 22nd. That's coming up. So I better get my booty on tickets soon, because the first day I'm sure will sell out pretty quickly. So I need to talk with my dad about that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications every time I upload or live stream. Share. I want this channel to get out and get more subscribers, as all YouTube channels should want. But yeah, so thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.